Okay, what's up guys? It's Nick here with some raw day trading, and today we are going to go over a pretty messy day for the first of the year. I ended up green, but having said that, it was a lot of ups, a lot of downs, and then I swung pretty hard up on this NITO stock, getting me just above break even at $180 today. Yeah, it was really messy. I was at one point I get down to about 900 below zero, and then from there, I have to balance myself out, calm down, and reassess what I'm doing. I wish I could have done that earlier and then just had it all profit, but sometimes that's just the way the day goes. And I'm going to go look through right now, see if there's stuff I could have done better. But yeah, here we go. Let me move my head to the side. Okay. Alright, so coming to the open, I have this CTCX. It's already at 240%. I think that's what I'm focused on. And there's also the CGBS. They're both about at the same level. I forgot what the CGBS chart looked like, but apparently I'm focused on it. And I was waiting for it. In this situation here, I thought this had made a move. The CTCX had already made a move that was a little bit kind of extended. It looks like it's getting stuffed right here. I'm thinking, yeah, maybe it taps one, but I don't think it goes much higher than that. The CGBS, it had a spike and then a sell-off, and it kind of just like sold, but didn't sell too far, and I was looking at it for a pop of buying volume at the open, and this is what happens. Looking at this level 2 right here. So honestly, it's kind of loose right here. It is the open, but that is pretty loose for a penny stock to have. It's like over a penny spread at some points. The CTCX ended up going. I missed that. That would have been nice. Actually, I'm going to watch it. Oh, that would have been beautiful if I were in with, oh my god, 10,000 shares right there. I'd be like, okay, I'm good. But no, this is what I was trading. I was waiting for a break below 80. I wanted to see how it looked testing below. I did not trust this bid here. I just thought it would fall apart. This one looks like it's halting up. It's whatever. And it starts going, and it's 3-cent spread right there. It tightens up for a second. I jump in. I jump in a little bit early, I think. And I'm just like, what's going to happen here? It's kind of doing the pinch, where it's like it fills me and then pinches down. But it goes in my favor for a second here. It's holding. It's holding, and then I get out, basically break even, less than a penny. And then it starts really going. So, good action on the market makers, or the traders who have the patience to wait till I get out. Props to you guys. This is sketchier. I'm like, should I get back in? Oh, I do get back in, but I get back in the 60s. Yeah. And so I take that loss. Basically, still break even. And it's holding. There's a bid there. Starts popping up. I think I chase it here. Oh, I should have hit it right there. Yeah, it's just it wasn't really opening up, at least not like the CTCX opened up. It did end up going to where I thought it would go, it just took a lot longer. And I think that's, in my mind right now, I'm interpreting this as having something to do with shorts not being really motivated to sell yet, probably until here. And then they're just like, crap, it's going to go to one. Crap! And there's... I think I had to step away to go to the bathroom or something. Because my wake-up routine was like delayed by maybe 20 minutes this morning, 15, 20 minutes. So I just didn't have like the full cycle of bathroom breaks while I was doing my morning study. I want to watch until, because I know I start getting, taking L's in a second here. The target here, it hasn't really crossed one. I think the target will be one, but I'm waiting for it to pull back. And I'm pretty sure, if I remember correctly, I botched the execution. And again, looking at this level 2 here. This is going to open in a second. This is going to, I think this pulls back. I get in, but then I get back out too soon. Get shaken, and then it goes. That's what I think happens. But right now, it's just kind of getting pinned. Okay, so now I'm watching it. It's looking nice. It's holding just under the 90s. That would have been a great place to get it, I think. It's looking kind of sketchy here. I'd probably be getting back out, but then still watching it. Maybe getting back in here. Maybe adding. Not looking fantastic. Yeah. Outta cut. Made a new low there. New 5-minute candle also just opened up. This one's going to go in a second. If I take a trade here, I don't think it would be, It's a silly place to take a trade because it's unwinding. It had already tried to hold. So I don't think I saw the full cycle of the action because it had tried to hold up here in the 90s and it made a valiant attempt. Came off of one and then was trading around this area. Like buyers came in, they like sold, it stalled, and then it made a new low here, and now it's kind of unwinding. And then this is where I take it on a new low, on a new 5-minute candle right here in the 90s, and then I don't cut it right there where I should have. I cut it there in the high 60s, or maybe I push it down that low. I actually got a decent fill, but still I could have not taken that. That new low was a deal breaker there. I mean, actually, maybe I didn't take him the new low. I just need to see 2 seconds here. So try taking it off support here. Does an uptick. Yeah, this is where I take it. That was a mistake. I also got a low fill, which can be a bad sign for if you're in the wrong spot and you get a low fill. It's usually like there's a seller there unloading, and even though the ask is shown higher, you're getting filled lower, more towards the bid. Just showing that that is the seller's strong enough to keep you from getting filled high. Anyways. And let's keep going. Okay, so where... Oh yeah, and then this came out of the hall, and I took a... Well, I was actually pretty green on this. Crazy, I didn't even notice. Okay. So I get a trade in here. Great little entry. Got in at 05. 105. It pops up to 112. I don't cut it. What happens here? Oh, I wait way too long to cut that. Alright. This is another one of those things that just kind of can recur. You know, when you have a halt and you have conviction about something going on, sometimes tempted to not follow a tight stop regimen, but it did go in my favor quite a bit there. So that's going to be my goal for next week, or for tomorrow. Yeah, I cut it. I could have cut at 04, saved $200 there. That was a microsecond too long. So we'll swatch that one more time. Out of the hall, get a nice fill. In my favor, don't cut it. It's hesitating. Should cut right there. At 04, at least I get filled and I don't get caught on the hot down. Thank God. But I did get that a little bit too much room, a little too much leeway. Alright. Well, you learn some things that you forget about. So that would have, if I would have cut on the profit right there, you know, it might have been a little too soon, especially with a chart like this. It looks really nice. But if I would have cut where I should have break even, being down 50, $100, you know, it would have been fine. It would have been golden. Then I jump over here. I actually make some money back on that. It starts its upswing. I'm thinking probably retest the dollar here. So it gets to 90. I cut it just about 90. It's hesitating. I don't get back in. Should have got back in. Because I cut a little bit early there, you know. But I didn't make money back on that. So now I would probably be cutting here. And I would have been down a little bit more, but that would have been fine. Getting back in here. Oof. It'd be hard. Now I'd be in the risk of getting chopped out. Yeah. It'd be hard to play. Well, I guess I played that. My instincts in here were, when I was trading, were most optimal, probably based on the action before and based on being down. But then it actually does go 1 minute later. How does that play out? That plays out from hesitating here at 8 or 89 cents, and then volume starts coming in. I don't jump in. Pops up to 45. Now I feel like I'm left behind. I'm like, there's a little dip right there. Could have taken that, did not take that. Sellers stepping in, not dying, in fact going harder. Shorts are tripping over each other. Now it's going to one. I'm looking at it. I'm like, okay. I want one. I get in. Then 98. It's hesitating. And then I end up. Then I go to 87. I'm holding. And at 84. It's not. Yeah, what happens here? What the fuck happens? Okay, so like, what? Okay, get a mid-high fill, pops up to the dollar and comes back down, holds under my position. Probably should have cut it. I don't cut it. I cut it right there. Pops back up, and I buy it again. And it goes down again. There's a big seller, obviously, here. And then it finally goes up to my levels, or pops above. Oh no. I'm afraid of what happens here. It's not going. I take it out for this profit there, and I get down to break even on that stock, but now I'm down 100 on the other stock. It goes up to $1.06. Oh man, and I miss it by like a. So man, makes the move. I cut it at 102. It's holding. Don't get back in. 103, 104, kicking and screaming. The whole level's right there. And looks like it's going to die. 103, 104, 105, kicking and screaming. Gets pulled up to 106. And it's not really holding there. There's a lot of sellers going through right there. And the whole level goes up. And then now it's going to go to 108. I think I'm going to make 5 or 6 mistakes back to back here. It feels like trying to play the halt chase. It's just not really strong enough. And I'm hesitating because I know that. I can see it on tape. It's also a new 5-minute candle right here. Second 5-minute candle of the day, closing. Really crazy level, important time. So this can do a whole bunch of stuff. The level opens up to 110, the whole level moves up to 110, and I think it's still going to chase it, so I jump in at 102, and jump out for literally 0.0005 cents. And I miss the move. I was in at 1. What do I do? Oh. Alright. Okay, so jumping right there, pops up, comes back down, and I get out. But it holds. I don't give it a chance to hold. Probably could have given it a chance to hold. That was a little touchy. I jump in high at 107 now. And I jump right back out. 106. Jump back in at 107. Jump back out because I know it's high. Feeling stupid now. Not being patient, not having a cohesive plan in this situation. Basically just pulling in my stops. I jump in high right here. Goes up to 111. How do I lose money as it's going up? Okay, so I buy 107, dips to 105, and then I stop out for Another $100 loss. What the fuck was that? Okay, so this next trade, so that's, okay, so I'm buying again right here. Got filled at 106 and immediately it's at 103 by 104 and I'm like, I cannot hold this if it goes against me. It's just not in the right spot, I'm pushing the highs, and I'm not giving it enough time, but I'm also jumping in and out. And I'm just like, crap. So I jump out immediately, and another 250 going right there. But it goes up again, pops right back to 107, 108, and I'm like, should jump in. I jump in, I get $100 off that trade. And, you know, at this point, like, I traded 140,000 shares on it, and I'm down 687. So, just a really messy, like, unstrategic, jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out, jump in, jump out, and 10,000 shares, you know, 5 times with that. Maybe one of the times is like a 1 penny win, and then the rest of the times are 1 or 2 penny losses. You get a result like this where you're down $700 really quick. And it's just not, it wasn't the most intelligent way to trade, and that's okay. I can do better tomorrow. What is it, 5 in me? Okay, so like I was trying to keep the stops tighter, which was the mistake I made, having 2 loose stops earlier in the day, or earlier on that first CTCX move out of the halt. But then I made the opposite move where I didn't give it enough time to work, or the opposite mistake. So it's like a fine balance. I'm just writing to myself for tomorrow, slow down. Slow down, slow down. Alright, I think after this, let me go to, so I made mistakes here. I'm pretty sure I know all these. CTCX, whatever, CBGS, whatever, VRME. Oh, VRME, I made a mistake here. This one, I was trading, it wasn't big size for the stock, it was big size for the volume. And that's something I have to be aware of as I use bigger and bigger size. And I'm writing that down. Size used to volume traded. So as my volume gets more and more, it's easier to make this mistake, where I become all the volume in the name, and that's just never a good place to be. Really easy to get shaken out. So this starts moving up. I jump in for the break of 2 at 93. It hesitates, goes down, 88. I cut it for, you know, $121 loss. And then immediately it just bounces back up. Or curls back up on a slower time frame, I guess. And now it's at 94, above my level, and then I jump in again, it's 95, 96, 92, I'm like, you got me again. And I don't stop out till it starts creeping down lower. And now I'm basically more or less trapped. I gotta get out right now. I also hold it too long. Wow, okay. Not good. That was not, the VRME trade was disappointing. I'll trade it one more time, I think, to get down to the total of, a lot. Then NITO starts moving. I make decent money as it breaks above dollar, just trading in and out. And that kind of set me right on the day. I was down 100, maybe like 170 with fees and stuff. But from this point, I go down. I get down to minus 900 at some point. Let's see this. 1013. What did I miss at 1013? Okay, so NITO at 1013. Okay, so this stock NITO starts popping up, and it's in the 60s. I'm not really impressed with it. Trade it once, get a decent trade off on it. It keeps going actually in this move, and I don't capitalize. It shows high there, but I don't see it on the tape. And then it goes to complete it right here. Yeah. That was hard. Sometimes when it prints high like that, it's just so tricky. And I don't want to... I just don't want to tempt the fates of it being a... manipulation by a bigger player or market maker that then brings the stock in a separate in the other direction. So I didn't trade that. And then it's playing around 75, which is another difficult area because you think it's going to be the end or around that area. And then what, are you supposed to get in at 75 and risk it reversing, but then it pushes higher. Yeah. I guess I could have started jumping in here for the break at 80, but the halt level's right there. Yeah, this is difficult choices to make. I think if I were in and it had shot up to 75, I would have taken a profit. And then I think if I would have gotten in, I might have had a higher risk of chopping myself out. The move probably was for the break of the high. Yeah. Okay, but now here, is there an entry? Oh my gosh. Someone's getting stopped out. Hardcore. Yeah, it was a short seller covering for sure, because I did not expect that to happen. Maybe it was just the closing 1 minute candle, but that was wild. I haven't seen much of a dip here, it's just not pulling back. And it's in the extending mode, and when it's in the extending mode, it just gets ever more feeling risky to take and especially because I had only taken one trade on this and was already down the day, not green, I was way less aggressive than I needed to be for this type of action. This type of action, you need to be aggressive, so you need to be playing, waiting for the breakdown 80, breakdown 280 here, boom. Okay, so it's breaking down, breaking down, breaking down, buy right there, holding, still a break even, holding, 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 and selling up here, then buy right there, sell, buy, yeah, it's gonna pop in, there you go, go, pop the 90s, you can do it, sell, yeah, I should have been trading that, I wasn't trading that, I didn't even have big size on, and that's sometimes what happens after a tricky day, and it's a skill I'm trying to learn, and like I'm getting a little bit better at, which is staying adaptable even in tricky situations. Like I wasn't down that much right now, and then what ends up happening is I think I get aggressive on stock on a situation that isn't a prime candidate to be aggressive on. Like that was a prime candidate to be aggressive. Actually lose a little bit, play it down, make it back. I'm gonna fast forward. I'm not gonna do the whole Nido move, but I want to do the BLGC sequence, and that's gonna be in the 50s. And so let's move ahead here. Okay, so BLGC starts moving out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere actually, but it wasn't on the radar. So I pull it up, volume starts coming in, 2 million shares for 1 minute volume. And it's holding, it's holding, it's holding. Jump in. Actually a decent position, and then it goes right as I stop out, because I don't hold it all. But between the two, I'm green, I don't even have big size on it. I'm up $30. It's probably gonna be the high day for the stock for me. Yeah, and I totally missed that move. And so it makes the extension. And I don't want to buy it right here. See where it actually goes. The 5-minute candle closed. I buy right there. I get kind of a high fill. It's hesitating. Should have cut it. Don't cut it. Cut it right there. Okay, so now it's kind of like a break-even trade. I jump back in though, and I get a decent fill, and it goes a little bit higher, but then I cut that. I cut that without waiting for it to resolve, and it's not looking great, to be honest, at all. But and then I buy so late, and then it goes down so low. And then the buying is just coming in these waves that is not like a consecutive bump, bump, bump. It's like bump with the selling, bump with the selling, bump with the selling. And I'm not timing the waves correctly. I'm looking for it all to be at once right after I buy, and it's just not happening like that. And I'm not being sensitive to those changes. looking back on it now, or even in the moment, I kind of felt that happening. But every time I realized what was happening, it had gone higher, and I felt like I couldn't risk holding on to it when I did buy it. Yeah, it's tricky. It's tricky being out of order. Being down $100, like what do you do here? It pops above 75. What do you think is going to happen? All the candles are green. What do you think is going to happen? Oh, it pops down to 70. Missed that dip. Not even look at it. Start looking at Nito. I'm up a decent amount on Nito. I think at this point I'm down maybe $300 or something. Let's see what else. 11 and 12 is next. Oh, and then it keeps going. Oh my gosh, I totally missed this. Let's see the recovery here. Okay, so it dips below, all green candles, one red. About the same volume red though, so I don't trade it. And then it starts pushing higher, there's a bid. I don't take it. It's holding, bid's popping up. I'm about to take it. I have more shares on, so I'm also more hesitant, which costs me. And it ends up going up to, 82 and a half. Maybe, probably would have got out at 81. But there was a entry ability down there, 77-ish. Like, right, this was breaking 75. Yeah, right there. I probably would have been in at 75-ish. Would it look kind of sketchy? This is kind of like fucking loose change action. Just feels like someone's throwing pennies around. Doesn't have the same sort of stiffness that a normal action has, but there's still money to be made here. And then don't trade that anymore. Not sequence, WN, W, whatever, SPCB, whatever. I don't really trade this one. This one had a good move early in the day. And then CGBS is total BS. I want it to go just totally rip to the highs here. Let's see what it does. Down 630, playing this nonsense. So I get in, basically at VWAP. Doesn't go, I get out, get back in. None of this stuff is. I get out there for a loss, and it looked like I was green, but like wasn't. It was only about like a tenth of a penny. And then it starts pushing higher. I get in, make a little money, whatever. All right. Alright, go on to 11:30. 31, 32, 33. What? Fighting the top candle, getting slip. Uh-oh. Yep. And then see, I'm actually green on this like $11, and then I fight it here. Difficult. difficult. The the 5 minutes about to close here, and sometimes when you have strong 5 minutes out of consolidation like this, they just get absolutely reversed, and it seems like I'm being cautious about that. But okay, so also really, really small candle with really high volume, even though it peaks above. You know, if it starts opening up to 1, it's going to do it fast, and so I think I get in a little ahead of time here. Kind of preempt it. Okay, get a dip. But it makes me low there. I recognize that. Take a $100 loss. That shouldn't have been the end of it. There's a big, big buyer here, but one of the problems here is that the buyer is being directly challenged by the sellers. Like, there's no spread there, which means there's enough selling pressure to keep the ask down low, and that's not good. But it pulls off of it, I jump in, I get filled at the highs at 888. In fact, I think I pushed it up higher. 890, but the bid never comes up. Still holding lower, holding below my entry. And I'm like, shit, I gotta get out. I get out, and then it goes. But then I jump in. And then it hesitates again once I jump in. So like it speeds up, slows down, speeds up, slows down, speeds up, slows down, speeds up, slows down. And I think that's just kind of indicative of just not a lot of people participating in the action, enough to kind of trigger that cascade of orders in either direction, or at least in the direction that I want it to go to. Because it already has kind of made this extension here, and it's slowing down. And I'm trying to play for a continuation when it's kind of just so much tension as it's tried to lift so high, it's just coming back down. So I'm going to end up taking one more loss here, and I think that's where I leave it, even though it pops up there. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. And then where I go down. So now at this point I'm down 650-ish. Make a little bit of money back, whatever. Make a little bit more money back, which is nice. And then Nito, I totally messed it up here. All this while I make some money back here, and then on Nito I started losing money, and I missed timing. And it says, my notes say mistiming with fills. I don't know. I gotta go 56. Yeah, so I'm gonna basically break even, but I was looking for like the small losses that I take here, but they're not actually that significant. Okay, so now Nito's up on the board, and now we'll be able to see it, both chart and level 2. Level 2, or level 2 and chart. Okay, so it's pushing up here, pushing to 90s. What happened there? So it's been pushing up, and I have been losing money, which is not a good thing. I don't like that. I don't like when I'm losing money when it's pushing up. So jump in, get filled at 50. Dips. I'm green for a second. Dips down below my order, and I lose money. Annoying. Big. Nice 10,000 share. What is that? 96 100,000 share buyer popping up. I jump in higher. Get filled at 63, 863. Pushes higher. And then I'm selling as it's ticking lower. Don't give it a chance. Just fine. Now I've lost 300 on this. I'm down 7. I like 750 on the day. Selling is coming through now. Lots of selling, lots of selling, lots of selling. Jump back in. Jump back out. Down 850. I'm going and checking how far I'm down with fees right now. Down probably about 9 actually. I think this is the low of the day for me, and I think I slowed down. You can see the gross amount that I'm down here, but this doesn't include fees. It's just this number. So now I'm really slowing down because it's not fun being down 900, really being down at all. But I'm like, alright, something's not working here. Gotta wait for something better to start working. I'll take any trades there. What's the next trades I take? 1248. Held too long, but good position. Alright, so let's jump ahead. I'll probably do some stuff in the meantime, but I'm not tracking it. Actually, I do pretty well here. As it's doing this churn up higher. Yeah, I do nicely there. Okay. So now I'm down to break even on the day, not including fees. And I want to get to 1248. I mean, really, it's not as much a big deal because I'm playing with bigger size. Like, this is all kind of normal variation. Let's go 1248. I jump in. This is BLGC. This stock ended up being the most annoying stock ever. Okay, and this is the last one we'll look at for the day. So I'm in at 67. Okay, like this is what I'm looking at here. This is what's telling me to get in. See some green on tape, jump in, get filled high, but immediately it's above my level. And it went up so fast that I thought it would just continue. I was looking at 75 for the target, and I was actually pretty comfortable to hold here. A lot of green on the tape. A lot of green. It's not popping through, but I'm like, I think this buyer. So the bet that I'm making here is that I'm in low. I'm in at 0.67. It's 3 cents above this. This happens quite often to where there's a hidden seller, which obviously is there. There's, one share on the ask with just in the last couple seconds, 10,000 shares in the last millisecond probably going through, and it's not breaking, but I'm like, okay, this hidden seller can't be that big, but there's a lot of green and a lot of selling. It dips down there for a second below my entry, and I'm like, oof, well, it's above my entry just barely. Let's see if it pops back up. And it does. It pops back up to, it's going to pop back up to 70 right there, basically on the ask, and then on the bid, it's trying right there, it's on at 70. And then it gets slapped back down. I probably should have cut it right there. But it's trying again, so I'm pretty comfortable, pretty cozy. It's eating up sellers, so there's a lot of volume going through. But this hidden seller is massive. It's a massive hidden seller, and they are determined to keep it down. And so like volume actually starts to dry right here. And I notice that, and I'm getting ready to cut it. And I end up cutting it right. A little bit more volume, a little less temp. Wow, I'm like super I was actually looking at it, I think. Gives me one last chance to exit, and then I exit right here. I think I exit right here. Yeah, right when it pops out to, I lose 7 to 6. Yeah, I lose $1 or a penny there, so just $100. And then it unwinds. So, you know, I thought it was a good position. I thought it was a good trade. Didn't work out, and it's fine. Probably should have gone. It should have went in that first minute. I think chart-wise, what I could have been looking at is that it didn't go above in this first candle. Like it pushed up here to the 70s, didn't pop above, and it created this, you know, kind of impenetrable barrier, basically. Not really an impenetrable barrier, but it was a barrier nonetheless. Yeah. And it ends up getting reversed. I take a couple sneaky trades on it. This is where I make it up. It was not a part of that one. Even more loss right there. Down 600 on it. I'm just pissed off at this point. I'm making money on Nito and losing money on BLGC. I'm just like, oh, you suck. And then it starts pushing up here, and I'm just like, oh, this looks right. And sometimes when it looks right, it is right, and it connects. You're in nicely, and you're smart to get out. And it's hitting that hidden seller right here again. And then there's a visible seller. Back down, break even. Then it actually pops above. You're like, I don't trust it. But then this, where was this trade? Okay, so I get it in here at 72. Pops up to 57.50 or 0.75, or even higher, but it's hesitating, and I cut it. And I get out with, for all of that trouble, after being down 600, being up $2.52 on that stock. And I'm just like, wow, so stupid. Anyways, that's basically the day. See over on the left side, I'm up 274. I think I end up like up 370, but after fees, it's only up 180 on the day, which is, you know, super nice. Not gonna lie, super nice to be up 180 after, you know, I'm grateful to be green. Would have liked it to be more like this number right here, like the $1,400 I made on Nito, but you know, I made a lot of mistakes today. I was out of sync with the market, and that's something I'm gonna have to rectify for tomorrow. Is just to be more in tune with it, and be aware of the volume, the size used volume traded. That's one lesson, and just slow down. I lost a lot of money in chop outs, and then if I have a move in my favor, I must cut when break even is broken, which was that opening loss. And then there was another one, a couple other things in there. Oh yeah, and learning to be aggressive when it's going up in the right areas. I think those are the lessons of the day. But I'll call it there. Peace out, guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, again, day trading's risky. My results are not typical. As you saw today, I was down $900. It's not an easy game to play. A lot of things are stacked against you. Make sure you just don't day trade. This is not advice to day trade. This is just for my own personal benefit, for posterity, and then I get to share it with everybody a little bit about my life. I'm not trying to tell you guys anything right now. So, peace out. Not investment advice. Good seeing you.